Hello, welcome everybody. My name is Julian. I'm a functional consultant in Odoo, and this is my colleague Cedric. He's a product owner for Framework and Studio. And today we are excited to take you into the world of progressive web application and show you why this innovative technology is revolutionizing the way we interact with applications. In this talk, we will dive into I will explain you, of course, what is a progressive web application. Sorry, how it works and why it is becoming a crucial part of modern business solutions. Before we start, here's the QR code to access the pad where we can leave all your questions. We'll come back at it at the end to answer and try answer all your questions. Together with Cedric, we'll go through practical examples and show you how simple it is to integrate progressive web application in Odoo. But first of all, everybody is taking the pad, is okay. Let's start, and first of all, as this is a functional talk, let's explain what is a progressive web application. A web application is a type of application that uses modern web technologies to offer user experience similar to a native mobile application on mobile and desktop devices. Web application combine the best feature of both web and native applications, of course, to give the best user experience possible through the browsers without having to install any application from an app store. Web application is built on standard web technologies such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but they have advanced feature that brings them closer to native mobile applications. Additionally, they share the same functionalities as native mobile applications, such as push notifications, dedicated icon for Odoo modules, and integration with the device, such as the camera and the microphone, for example. And now I will explain in a few words why we choose progressive web application instead of native applications and show the differences of all of them. First of all, the accessibility. Web applications are accessible from any browser, any compatible browsers. We don't need to install or download an application from an app store to start using it. But if the users want, he can install the application, we'll say, by adding it to the home screen to ease the access and use it directly on the computer without going back again in the browser. On the other hand, the native application, for the native application, the accessibility has to be through the App Store, for example, Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Then the availability. Web applications are available on all devices, meaning Windows, Linux, iOS, or Android. And this, for this reason, they are cheaper and faster to develop, because one application can run across all platforms with minimal adjustments. On the other hand, native applications are available only on Android and iOS. They are more expensive and time-consuming to develop because you will need one application by platform. Next, the code complexity. The web application share its code with the code base of Odoo, meaning that we don't have to create another code. We just use the code base of Odoo to be able to run it. On the other hand, the native applications need a specific code for each platform, so for, of course, Android and iOS. And you will have something like duplicated code between the both platforms to have the same applications in each platform, per se. Then the updates. Web applications are always up to date, again, because they share the same code at the code base of Odoo. They are built on the same way using standard web technologies, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, as I said before. The updates are made instantly and managed by the developers, and users will have always the latest code when they will access the web application from their browser. The updates on the native application it's more difficult. You need submission and validation from the App Store, and sometimes it could be delayed due to the validation of Apple or Google. That could take a lot of time to come back to you and say that the application is good to go, or if they have to make some feedbacks for you to update the code and modify a bit the applications. The scope. Web applications are available for any Odoo modules. Cedric will tell everything about that later on this presentation. The native application, for the scope, the issue is that we will need a distinct application for each module of Odoo and for each app store. This make it much bigger and harder to develop and to have a distinct application in the App Store. Maybe some of you remember the awesome timesheet. It was a mobile application that was managing a timesheet in Odoo. It was too complicated to maintain it, too many rules from different platforms. Sorry, so we decided to drop it. Last but not least, the support. The web application is very actively supported, again because the code is the same from the code base of Odoo and the web application. So if the code base is supported, the application will be, of course, supported. And regarding the support in the native application, it's barely supported because it will depend on the App Store. For iOS, it's very difficult to make it, almost impossible to make updates. And on Android, you can make minor fixes, but not very much more than that. Let's take about the last point of the theory of our presentation, which is the compatibility. As you can see on this slide, web application works very well with all Chromium-based browsers, Chrome, Brave, Microsoft Edge, and Opera, for example. And you can see too that if you want to use them on iOS, it's partially compatible with Safari. The installation process is a bit more complicated than on Chrome, and there is a lack of integration with the devices, like the push notification that is not working very well. You have to remind you that it's a work in progress. It's evolving very fast at the moment. Everybody is working on that and are moving from on both sides, a native application through web application. And if you need more information, don't hesitate to check the last information on the browser to be sure that the status is not already compatible or not. But from our side, we bet that within the next 6 months, we will all these compatibility requirements will be greened and everything will be working properly with every devices. But enough theory. Let's go into the database. Cedric, it's your time.
Thank you, Julien, for this theoretical part. So now let's dive in the practical part. So first of all, we'll check together how we can install the global web application for Odoo. So it's quite easy. Basically, in your web browser, you will find on the desktop browser, you will find a small icon on the address bar, and you will get the web application in 2 clicks. Let's do it together. So I'm on my Odoo database here. So here on the top of the screen in the address bar, I will find this small icon on which I can click and install the web application. So by doing this, as you can see, I just transform Odoo as a standalone application, and I can use all my flows as usual. If I close it, I can find in my normal application, the Odoo app, and again, I can use it as an application. As you can see too, it's fully responsive, so it works fine on mobile device, and it's tends to replace the native application. Okay. On the mobile, again, you can install it easily from your browser or directly from the user menu. So if you click on your small user profile here, you will find the install app menu, and then it will trigger the installation, and you will get a mobile app as usual. We also created some dedicated web application for specific flows, such as point of sale, barcode, kiosk, attendances, registration desk, and so on. We created a specific app that will help you to manage your business flow, your day-to-day business flow. So let's start with the point of sale application. What we did is a point of sale web app for each point of sale you created in your Odoo. So thereby, for each shop, you can install the web application, and then the user will be able to launch the application and do all the usual flows. We also put some customization for these web apps. For example, for the POS, we stay in the back in the POS application when you will close the register. So let's do it together. So I jump in my point of sale application. I can now open a register as usual. And then from the burger menu, I will be able to install the app. I will be redirected to a small screen where the install can be done, and I can rename the app. So let's say it will be the shop in Brussels. Then I can install, as usual. It will open a dedicated app, and then I can do my usual flows. So if I close the register, instead of going back to the back end, I will stay in my point of sale, and I can reopen the session and so on. And again, if I close it, if I log in with this app like this, I'll be able to use it as a standalone application. So very convenient and very easy to use. Second, for the barcode, we did quite the same. So we have a small button to install it. And it's a good opportunity to me to show you another feature we did for such a flow. As you may know, in a warehouse, you can share a device, log out, log in with different users, and then it's quite a nightmare to type on the mobile device, on the scanner, the user address, the user email, and the password. So what we did here is a user switch that will keep in memory all the last users that are logged in this database. So it will be easy to switch between users. Let's do it together. So if I open my database on the barcode, I will be install the app. Again, same process as the other apps. I will have this new app. Again, I can use it on my mobile device. If I log out and log in with another user and re-log out, as you can see, the last user are kept in memory. So I can easily select my user. The email address or my username is directly set, and I just have to type the password, which is effortless. And I go back on the barcode app. So as you can see, it's very easy to switch a user. Last but not least, we do the same for the kiosk. Basically, you have some apps you can publicly set on some device, such as attendances, events desk, and so on. So I will show you how it works with the attendance. So again, in my attendance, I can open the kiosk, install the app, same process, and the attendance app is installed. And for example, is the user that has to scan the badge leave the full screen mode by mistake, for example, he will not see the address bar. He will see a standalone application, which is very, very clean. So we don't provide dedicated apps for all Odoo apps. Obviously, we will show you after a small trick, but here we just focus on the main apps. It means that some apps are missing and you cannot install it directly from the user interface.
Yes, you told me something about expense earlier this morning. What was it again?
Yeah, for expense it could be a web app, but we did other things that we think that are more convenient. So the idea is that when you take a picture of your expense, instead of uploading it in the database, what we did is a share button, what we call a share target, where you will find Odoo as an icon, and then when you share this expense with Odoo, automatically it will be uploaded in your expense app, and then the OCR will do the job to scan it, and by the end of the month you will be able to send it to the accounting for the reimbursement. So no need for a specific app in this case, we have a better flow thanks to this share target feature.
And what about if I create a new app from scratch with Studio, for example, and I want to do the same? Is it possible?
Yeah, basically we did not block the creation of a web app, and it's quite easy to do it. For example, we have discussed here, we didn't provide a direct way to install the app, but by hacking the URL, you can easily install it. So for this case, I will type this URL. In this case, the app mail is discussed, and I will just have to define a scope for this app. So let's do it together. If I open this URL, I will be redirected to means my install screen as usual, and I can install Discuss as a web app, and then I will log it like this. And Discuss is just a standalone app, as you can have for Discord or Spotify, whatever. So it's fully efficient and easy to use. Of course, if you install lots of apps, you can manage them. You can do it directly from the browser. So by typing this small path, you will see all the apps you installed. You can also reach it from the apps here. So for example, in this demo, I installed lots of apps, such as attendance. And by clicking right on it, I can launch it as a startup, create a shortcut on my desktop, uninstall it, and manage the settings. So for example, it's installed, attendance is fully removed from my computer or my device, and then I can reinstall it later if I want. So in conclusion, as you can see, we put lots of effort in the web application. So the idea is to replace the native apps, of course. And to do that, we also put lots of effort in the in the design. So as you can see in Odoo 17, the top of the screen takes lots of space. It's around 260 pixels. In Odoo 18, we fully reworked this, and we have more space. For example, in the CRM, before you cannot see the phone. Now it's in the middle of the screen. So combined with the fact that we don't have the address bar with the web app plus this new improvement, we have a full comfort in the user experience, and it's quite efficient. So as you can see, we did lots of efforts for this, and we'll continue to improve the user experience on the web app. So that's all for this demonstration. So thank you for your attention. If you have questions, don't hesitate to scan the QR code, and we will answer your question now. On va le faire, ouais. First question, what about Flutter? I don't know what's Flutter. Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Cross-platform.
Web app cross-platform, yeah. But Flutter, what's Flutter? We can discuss after if you want. Do you plan to replace all Odoo native apps with PWA? Yeah, it's the plan, but we will not drop the native apps for now. They are still working, so yes, we'll keep them, but we will focus on web apps, of course. Is it also in 17 Community Edition? The icon in Chrome will also appear in localhost. First, yeah, it's available since 16.2, if I remember well, but not all of the features are enabled. For example, we introduced the push notification in 16.4, so yeah, it's available in 17 again. In Community Edition, yes, it's available, and the icon is also visible on localhost. As you can see, I did the demo on localhost, so yeah. How to install the Share to Odoo button on smartphone? There is no need to install. It will appear automatically. Sometimes the OS will refresh the buttons, so it's not visible directly. You just have to wait, I guess, 4 or 6 hours to see it. How does it technically work? Oh, quite a long question. But my predecessor did a talk last year about this. You can watch it, and he explains all the technical features behind this. What about the compatibility with various Android barcode scanners that are quite popular in warehouse? So I think you mean a Zebra scanner. Yes, it's fully compatible. Obviously, you have to enable the camera, allow the access, and so on, just like with your browser.
Yeah.
Do you
Offline mode.
do your PWA under offline mode? No, except if the app works natively. I mean, the Odoo app works natively offline, such as the point of sale application will work offline, but the other apps no. Security updates. If the user does not go back to the website, the app will not be updated, right? Right, yeah, that's okay, so. I think we answered all, no? Sorry. Is a website e-commerce generated via Odoo is convertible to web app? No, not yet. Maybe in the future, but I don't have any plans on this. We can check together if you want after, if there are some tasks in the e-commerce and website pipe. Every document shared to Odoo will automatically be an expense. No choice to be regular. Yeah, it's only expense, yeah. In the future, we plan to improve the button with the aim to target other applications such as vendor bills, documents, but first we did for expense only. How do you load sync data on the POS? Still offline. On the load of the web application, it loads data as you open the POS from the web browser. Still offline, as I said, yes, it works offline, yeah. Is it possible to combine sales plus purchase in one app? No, that's not the purpose here. We just focus app per app, so no way to combine two apps in one. Or except you can use the global PWA.
How to manage two Odoo installation on one laptop with one app?
Just as different apps. Yes. You just go on each database, install two Odoo apps, and it will work as two different apps. Can I start POS offline? No, because on the start it will fetch data, customer, product, and so on.
Is it possible to have a PWA for an event? For an event, I'm not sure.
For an event, not, but for the event app, yeah. I think we are over.
I think, yeah, it's good.
Okay. So if you have extra questions, feel free to reach us on the studio booth. We will be there, so don't hesitate. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
And have a nice Odoo experience.